Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, I wanted to talk about this fight because I'm gonna raise my hand. I've shown this in the past. I'm not afraid to be humble and say I was wrong. Let's give credit where credit is due because I've talked a lot of shit about this fighter. Just I have completely laid into him like no fighter on this channel since the days of Andre Ward. Okay, he kind of has become the new Andre Ward in some ways in this channel, but Mikey Garcia is fighting Errol Spence Jr. It's not a fantasy. He signed the contract. There was a formal announcement yesterday. They faced off, and he's going to be fighting Errol Spence. And first of all, let me just give credit to Mikey Garcia for taking this risk, for taking the challenge, for doing what I repeatedly said he would not do, and you know, fighting one of the top fighters in around his weight. Arguably, many people would say the number one welterweight in the world, depending on how much like Terrence Crawford or not. And he's, as much as I hate to say this because it sounds corny, he's daring to be great. Yeah, he's gonna get paid really well. It's gonna be a big event, so of course it's easy to dare to be great when the money's right. But you should get paid in boxing. If you're gonna take the risks in boxing, you should get paid more than you would if you were fighting like a Richard, like a Sergey Lipinets, the fight he fought earlier this year. So you got to give him that. He really believes he can beat Errol Spence Jr. or else he wouldn't have taken this fight. That's how boxers. That's how most fighters work. If you don't think you can beat someone, you don't take a fight like this, a risk like this. Obviously, the money has to make sense, and it ultimately did because Mikey jumped in there. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm very happy to see this. I'm very happy to see Mikey Garcia take this risk because I really, you can go watch the videos. I really didn't think he was gonna fight Errol Spence Jr. Even when they started reporting it, I said no, F them reports. It's bullshit until I see them actually make the announcement and they face off and they have a date, a venue, all that stuff. But now they have a date, they have a venue, they made a formal announcement. So that what more could you ask for? What more could you ask for? So now that it's signed, I'll give my little take on the fight. This fight is interesting because, even though Mikey's a smaller guy, in terms of pure skills, I would definitely say he has an advantage over Errol Spence Jr. He's got a better, he's got a better jab. Fundamentals are slightly better than Errol. Errol's got good fundamentals. All he does is get hit. I'll say Mikey's boxing fundamentals as far as where his punches come from, how his punches come, where his punches come from, how they come back. Counter punching. I think he has an advantage there. The only really issue is can he withstand what Errol's going to lay on him as far as the body shots, as far as the his own jab, and the mental pressure he puts on opponents when he cuts that ring off, when he gets on the inside and he starts to wail into the body. Is he going to be able to withstand that? And that's where the biggest question I have. I don't think Mikey Garcia has anything to lose in this fight. He's taking the risk. There's no pressure on him. If he lasts, I'll put it like this: if he lasts 6 rounds, he has won. His stock has went up. Okay, if he lasts 6 rounds of Errol Spence, his stock has went up because nobody's giving it, other than people who are like extreme Mikey Garcia fanboys. Nobody is giving him a chance to get Errol Spence. And quite frankly, even though he signed the contract, and I'm gonna give him his credit and he give it just to, I really don't give him much of a chance against Errol Spence Jr. because while Errol Spence in many times in a lot of his fights, you can go to any fight you want. He's shown defensive lapses. He's not unhittable. You can touch Errol Spence, but the thing is, you may be able to touch him, but if you can't hurt Errol Spence, you can't keep if you don't have enough pop or power to keep him off of you and make him respect you, then you really don't have a prayer. Because then if he doesn't respect your power, he can just walk right up to you or walk through your shots or just jab his way on the inside. Doesn't necessarily need to hit you. But once he closed that distance and once he can, plant his feet and rip to that body and shoot jabs to that stomach or counter with his left hand. Anytime you can do any of those things, especially throwing those body punches, your ass is grass. And I don't see how Mikey's going to be able to do it. But come March 16th, I won't have to think about or have I want to think about how he would do it. But we're gonna find out if he can do it. And I think this fight for him, we're gonna see, because a lot of people have made a lot about Mikey Garcia and how talented he is, and then you have people like myself or guys like Michael Montero, who are also in the YouTube boxing community, who have never questioned his skills. We know he's one of the most talented fighters in boxing, but we've always questioned what's here in his heart. And he signed the contract to fight Errol Spence, so I don't question what's in here as much anymore. But we're gonna see when he gets touched that first shot. Is this does he really want to be great, or was this just strictly for the money? So we'll see, man. I think in this fight we're gonna find out just how, I don't want to say tough, because it's boxing not about how tough you are. We're going to see how mentally strong Mikey Garcia is. And that, to me, I think we're going to learn a lot about him about his character in this fight, who he is behind that talent. Because a lot of times guys have talent, but they don't have any character behind that talent. They're just talented fighters with good promoters. In this fight right here, we're going to find out where Mikey is. And I'm looking forward to at least that much. Some questions will get answered. But Errol Spence really has nothing to gain in this fight. Like, if he beats Mikey, cool. What if he goes out there? If he goes out there and does what's expected of him, it's going to be a big, massive event in Texas. It's for the boxing community over there and boxing fans over there, because Errol has become a draw over there. He's fought at the Cowboys practice facility, which is like pretty big. If you don't know, it's like 12,000 seats. He sold it out. Mikey Garcia fought in San Antonio earlier this year. He sold about 12,000 tickets himself. So they're both draws in the Texas area. And when you throw them together, you should be led to believe that there will be excess of 15,000, 20,000, maybe even 25,000. We don't know, but it's at Cowboy Stadium, and that's going to be a fun event. And if I was, I know for Errol Spence, it's a massive deal, because him being from Dallas, him being a big Cowboys fan, he just fought at the practice facility, so he's already graduated from the practice facility to the actual stadium. And I know he's expressed desire to fight Canelo there in the future. So for Errol, if he goes out there and does what he's supposed to do against Mikey, this should be that first step towards that. And it's always fun to see Errol Spence fight. He's a personal favorite of mine. So I look forward to seeing him hopefully do what he's supposed to do, and then move on to maybe fighting the other top guys, Sean Porter's, the Keith Thurmans, guys like that. Maybe Terrence Crawford if all the stars ever align. But I don't ever think that will happen. But Mikey Garcia, man, flexing, showing his balls, signs his contract March 16th. Fox pay-per-view, Dallas Cowboy Stadium versus Errol Spence. He's daring to be great. So, big shout out to Mikey. Talked a lot of crap about him. But there you have it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe. Like I say in every single video, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Dane. So until next time, take care, guys.